a lot of the time people tell me, I don't know how you jump so much, you must have amazing knees. The thing is I actually have not so great knees. If I run 3 miles, my knees are jacked up for at least a week. So it's not that I have great knees that I can jump and do the exercises I do, it's that I have really good form and I'm really picky about it. So if you are wanting to jump but you feel like you're afraid of hurting your knees, then this series of videos might be great for you. I'm just gonna go through a very common jumping exercise and explain it in minute detail, and maybe it'll help you find where you're going wrong, as in maybe where your form might not be so great, and maybe I could help you out just a little bit in not hurting your knees or your ankles or your joints. And the thing is if you do high impact exercises with proper form, you actually build your joints. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it builds your joints and it also builds your bones. It makes your bones stronger and your joints stronger because they have to adapt to be able to do these jumping moves. Your body adapts just like your joints and your bones adapt, just like your muscles adapt to the stress you put them under. So if you're doing it with the correct form, you will actually strengthen your joints and strengthen your bones. Now, if you do any kind of jumping move and you feel a sharp pain of any kind, do not do it, okay? I am not a physical therapist. I am not a doctor, okay? I don't want to be guilty of ruining your joints because I told you it would help you. The thing is, if you're like me and you can jump and it doesn't hurt when using proper form, then it is good for you to jump using proper form. So that is my little disclaimer and explanation about jumping, and I'm going to go into the jump squat. That's the move of today. So a jump squat is when you see somebody squat down and then jump up. Now you don't have to jump super high when you do a jump squat. If you are a beginner and you feel like you have good joints, but you just don't know how to do a jump squat, try not jumping super high and then build up that height as you maintain good form. So jumping high is just the same as lifting heavy weights, okay? The higher you jump, it's like a heavier weight almost, except that your weight is basically heavier because you're jumping higher, so you have more momentum when you're smacking into the ground. So you want to make sure that your form is perfect. Just like if you're squatting with a heavy weight, you want to make sure you can squat with a light weight properly. It's the same thing with jumping. You want to make sure that you can jump properly at a low level before you jump at a high level. So to do the jump squat, you're going to turn, I'm going to turn sideways to show you. You're just going to do a basic squat. You're going to squat down, your hips are going to go back like you're going to sit down, and then you're going to go straight down from there. So it's not a deadlift where your back is going down. You are going back with your hips, but then going straight down vertically. With a deadlift, you're really making your whole upper body go down and then come up. But with a squat, you go back and then you just go down all the way, as opposed to going just straight down, okay? So hips go back, like you got karate chopped in the hips, and then you're just gonna go straight down. You want to make sure that your knees are not going over your toes. I see a lot of people, and if you've watched my other videos, you know I rant about this, they will squat like this. So when they go down, they'll go like this, and all their weight is in their toes. Now it might not be super obvious because I'm doing like this. I mean, nobody squats like this, right? But if your weight is not in your heels, if you can't lift your toes off the entire time that you're doing the squat, then you're doing it wrong, okay? If you have your weight in your toes, you're gonna hurt your knees and you're gonna hurt your ankles and maybe even your feet. So instead what you wanna do is have your weight in your heels, squat down, and then squeeze your glutes as you come back up. Your glutes are what's doing the work. Your knees are just a hinge, okay? So squat down, squeeze the glutes as you come up. That's a normal squat. So when you're jumping, you're just adding a squat to that. Pardon all my weird noises, I'm getting allergies. So you're gonna squat down and you're gonna jump up by rolling onto the ball of your foot and jumping off the ball of your foot. So that's the first part of the movement, is you're rolling onto the ball of your foot and jumping up straight from there. That's probably pretty basic. Everybody pretty much does that. The issue is with the landing. A lot of people will land on their heel, okay? Or on just like the mid part of their foot. And that is where you get that jolt. What you want to do is make your entire body into a spring. So you're going to want to jump up, and as you land, you're going to land back on your toes and roll back onto your heels. So you're going to jump up, land on your toes, roll back. And this way, I'm also moving my body down with me so that I am a spring. I'm absorbing that energy like a spring and releasing it like a spring. So that way, you're not jolting your body, you're absorbing and releasing that energy, okay? So, again, you're going to roll up onto your toes, jump down, roll back onto your heels. So when you are done, when you are finished landing, you should be able to lift your toes off the ground. You don't have to do that. Sometimes I just think about lifting my toes off the ground to make sure that my form is correct. So you jump up, land on your toes, roll back onto your heels. Now also, like I was saying before, you're a spring, right? So as you're landing and coming back, your body is going down. It's going down into the movement so that this right here is where you finish, okay? So that your weight is in your heels and your butt's pretty close to the ground. You're back down into a low squat and you can stand back up, okay? So the full movement looks like this. Go down, go up, all the way back. A lot of times what I will see people do is they're afraid of big movements because they think that the big movement is gonna hurt them. But I'm telling you right now, sometimes a little movement can hurt you much worse. If you're squatting if you're jump squatting like this, that's gonna jolt you a lot more than if you have a big movement of, it's gonna be much softer. So a lot of the time, how to gauge if you're landing too hard is if when you land, it's super loud. So if you're landing like that, you're gonna hurt yourself for sure. What you wanna do instead is land like that. Now you can still hear me, I'm still landing, right? But it's much quieter because that sound is getting redistributed, just like that pressure and the energy is getting redistributed, okay? So that's the basics of a jump squat. I really want you to, if you can't squat super low, you don't have to squat super low, just make sure that you're jumping up and down, you're just going down as low as you can into the squat to redistribute that energy, okay? So that's the jump squat. Tomorrow I'm gonna do the jump lunge. I am really excited about this particular series because I love jumping so much. It's just so fun. It's a fun way to exercise, to get in really good cardio that isn't running, because running doesn't agree with my body. I'm not saying that running is bad. I think running is great. A lot of people can run. I think they just have better form than I do. And I just haven't figured out. I tried several different kinds of form and none of them just have really worked for me. All of them have caused an injury of some kind. So this is how I get all of my cardio in. Well, this, and I use the elliptical as well. But I don't use it hardcore. It's just like plodding along. So anyway, if you are interested in a particular move, comment down below, let me know. I would love to share a different kind of move with you. If you have any questions about this move, leave a comment below. I want to answer it because the whole point of this series is to help people not get injured, but also get to do super awesome, cool, fun moves that are cardio that won't hurt your joints. So have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow for jump lunges.